Is it a picture or a video? It's a video.
It's a video, yeah.
Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Happy Eclipse Day.
Yes. What was the expression they were using? Totality, something or other. Totality, whatever.
I missed the memo. I missed the eclipse, too. I didn't go out to see it.
It didn't get dark. It was, the sun went in. It looked like, when you were getting ready to have a thunderstorm.
Yes.
And you get that yellow.
Yes, I saw
cast.
that yellow because I was taking out the trash.
That's what it was like. That's
nothing.
what it was
like a glow.
By 3:30, it was already brightening up again.
I was thinking of doing an FO picture like, you know how it's not the golden hour? I was going to say the eclipse hour.
The eclipse hour, right.
But
well, listen, they don't happen that often. There are people that travel all over the world to go to wherever there's going to be a total eclipse.
Well, speaking of,
right, exactly.
Danielle and
Isaac
Isaac
did that too, yeah.
Flew up to Montreal, and they had total darkness. Like the pictures that she sent,
it was dark out,
very dark. And it's interesting.
It's amazing, isn't it crazy that little bit makes it light, and it also got cooler out. The temperature dropped too.
Zach hasn't sent his pictures yet. This is. Hold on a minute. This was Danielle.
It's pretty.
Which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty. I mean, you can't really make out too much. But in contrast, this is Sophie in Michigan.
Yeah, but what was the area?
How does Michigan?
What was the? But you see, they're taking that through the glasses. Like I have that picture. But what was the surrounding area around them like? What was the?
I didn't speak to them yet.
That's what you need to find out. I mean, I took a picture. It's dark like that, too, but it wasn't because the glasses darken it,
Right.
Someone at school had the glasses when the buses were loading. And at that point, the sun was still there. There was like, you came in a little bit. You could see it was starting to move. But
I'll watch the videos, or I'll watch TikTok,
it on TV.
Or I'll watch it on Reel.
Someone had it on Port Washington Residence already. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but, well, it wasn't over yet, but in any event, we hope that you enjoyed it and you stayed safe using the proper glasses. I heard someone say yesterday you could turn backwards, look through a saltine cracker because they have 13 holes, and put a piece of paper, and I guess you're going to get the reflection on the paper. All these crazy things.
Hacks.
I mean, really.
No, but my brother-in-law said there was a big thing in the paper because everyone was selling the solar.
Yeah, they were selling
glasses,
ones that weren't.
But you had to make sure they're certified.
Right. Well, that's the other thing too. When I started hearing that, I said, with my luck, I'll get the ones that aren't the right ones.
My mother has macular. Last thing I need to do is look at the sun with the wrong glasses, and oh my goodness.
I heard today that if you did that, you would, like 4 to 6 hours afterwards is when you might notice something.
Not for me.
Who needs that, right?
Who needs that?
I have to be able to knit.
That's what I just said. Literally. Literally.
Listen, I need a couple more pair of hands is really what I need. Can't afford to.
And my eyesight.
Ruin the eyes, right?
Definitely. So anyway, you're tuning into podcast 183. Welcome.
Who are you?
My name is Dina. You can find me at The Knitting Place on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook.
I am Pam Sapp on Instagram and Ravelry, and Pam Sappienza on Facebook. We would love if you would hit the subscribe button.
Yes.
And ring that bell so you can get a notification.
You can ring my bell. I can't hold the tune.
Yeah, you know. Well,
ring my bell.
We're pretty religious about dedicated in terms of doing a weekly podcast.
We try
most
to.
of the week. So usually you'll find them towards the beginning of the week, depending. And we just love to knit.
We do.
We're located in, if anyone doesn't know, where are we located, Dina?
We're in Port Washington.
New York.
Long
Island.
2 words. Although we say it as one. Long Island.
Long Island, yeah, exactly.
We'll spell that out for you. LAWG. Very funny.
Anyway.
So
we're about 20 miles from Manhattan.
Yeah. People come in on the train. We had visitors this week.
We did.
Shout out to Miriam. And Jody. Miriam used to be one of the Chelsea Pearls.
Yes.
And we were excited to host them.
She's still a pearl.
She's still a pearl. Always
She's
will
a gem.
be.
She's a gem.
We love you, Miriam and Jody. Thank you for taking the train ride out.
Yes, they took the train, yeah.
They came all the way from New Jersey. But, people come and visit from all over, and we are a train ride away from Manhattan. Yeah. So if you are staying in the city and you feel like coming to visit our shop, you certainly can. What did I want? I was just going to say something.
Until I interrupted. What were you going to say? About what? About the visit? Or before the visit?
It was before the visit. My goodness, I'm really losing it.
Yeah, it goes fast.
What do I need? What is that vitamin that helps?
I don't know. If you find it, share it with me. Because I could use it too.
I'll think of it.
I'm trying to think. What were we talking about?
The podcast, subscribing.
Yes. We were
following
talking about
183.
Yeah. Now, how do we get to Miriam? Oh, we were saying where we were located. We were saying we were located in Fort Washington, the train right away, and that's how we came up with Miriam.
And we talked about being religious about our podcast.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A shout out to Leslie. I got a DM, and she was watching and slowly catching up. She just found our podcast. And we should mention, because right now we went back to taping once a week.
Yeah, recording.
For a lot, right, recording and editing.
Yep.
Which I had stopped for a long time. Mm-hmm. But there is a section. I don't know how many.
A grouping. I think you said 130 something to 160 something or one.
I don't remember, but there's quite a few. So if you're trying to find our podcast,
go to the live tab, and you'll see what's in that missing.
You'll
section.
See. Yes. Right? I think it's 62 to 155. So
62 to 155.
Podcast.
Are you serious?
Yes, we did a lot.
Wow.
So we used to go live, which was also very fun, and we would love to engage with all of you. Mm-hmm. I have high dose of ADD, so I'm always looking at the comments, the comment sidebar, which is very distracting. And this way, when we record, we're really just talking to you and sharing what we are knitting and having to share and experiencing without getting interrupted.
There's no one in your contacts named Knitting. Whose contact info are you?
Look at my watch, Dina.
It's black.
You can see it there faintly. How do you make it? How do you make the screen lighter?
I'm not even.
You don't know?
No,
I have no idea. I didn't know.
Love your watch band.
It's a new one. I had to get a new watch. My watch was like 8 years old. You like that?
Yes.
Looks like a knit stitch, doesn't it?
How? It's a knit bracelet, yeah. Pam. That is fabulous.
But how do you make, if we were live, someone could tell me.
Right. Pros and cons.
There it is.
Oh, you got it.
I guess it's that. It's the thing. Anyway, I'm sorry for interrupting. Sorry for that, guys. You never know when these watches are going to talk to you.
That's funny. So anyway, they are still available. There's a tab, I guess a tab section at the top of the podcast, and they have live videos. Like there's a tab that says live, and that's where you will find the section, I guess, of
all the missing podcasts, if you're so inclined to watch them all.
Exactly.
But anyway, so there you go. There's the answer to that one.
Correct. So anyway.
How was your weekend, Dina? You went away, I know. How was it?
My weekend was great. I went to Rhinebeck. It's funny. Everyone hears, you're going to Rhinebeck?
There was no sheep and wool going on.
No sheep and wool going on.
It's very crafty up there, though.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. We really just went, my father-in-law, my sister-in-law, I think I told you last week, she's in from out of town. Did I mention that last week? I had to go
No, you
home.
didn't say it on the podcast because I didn't know she was in until the end of the week.
My sister-in-law and her husband flew in from Israel. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't get to see her dad that often.
Oh,
my
nice,
father-in-law
nice.
hasn't been traveling too much to Israel.
Right. Yeah, of course.
The long
yeah,
flight.
It's too much.
It's a lot. So she's been making an effort to come in, which was lovely. And she had been in August, and we went upstate. Remember,
nice.
we rented the house?
That. Yeah, I do.
So this time we did it again, and he said, I want all my kids to come, which was
good.
so
That's
cute.
Nice.
So it was my brother-in-law,
your husband,
me and my husband, and my sister-in-law and her husband. And my brother-in-law brought his girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
So it was seven of us, no kids, just the adults, 2 dogs.
That's fun.
We had a lot of fun. We stayed on a ranch, which was really fun.
Ranch?
They had horses.
Really?
A lake.
Up in Rhinebeck?
Trails.
Were you in Rhinebeck?
Or
was
Rhinebeck.
It somewhere else?
Well,
a town outside of Rhinebeck.
No, it's considered Rhinebeck.
Really?
Yeah. So we went hiking. We did a bonfire.
Oh, nice.
What did we do?
Was it an Airbnb?
It was by Airbnb. We tried to go to a farmer's market, but it doesn't start until May.
Oh, yeah, I know. They're just starting
So
up
that was a bummer.
soon. Yeah.
But it was super nice. It was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. We had all meals in. We brought food.
Nice.
We prepped there. It was good.
That's fun.
It was nice
It's nice
bonding.
sometimes,
yeah. A puzzle. Oh, my goodness. Everybody asked about the puzzle.
Oh, yeah. Well, was that the puzzle you showed me last week?
So no.
That you ordered? It looked like it.
Exactly. So I've been trying to find this puzzle that I did when I was on a cruise on that World One cruise ship that we were invited on with our friends.
Yeah.
It was these wooden pieces. And it's so funny because last week
You had one.
I found on Instagram, because I've been going down the rabbit holes.
Yeah,
Danielle's
looking for
birthday is in
puzzles.
August, so I'm looking for this puzzle for her. She loves to puzzle. Mm-hmm. So I've been looking for these wooden puzzles, and I found something that was like it, and I just opened the package when I got home, when I took them home last week, and they weren't quite the same. And it's so ironic because Becca brought this puzzle, and it's called Liberty Puzzles. Everyone has
different
been
one.
different
It's not the
company.
one that you had.
No, I think it's based out of Colorado.
So the one you did was the one she brought.
The one we did was the one that she brought on a huge puzzle board. I'm getting that from Amazon too.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
It has drawers.
Oh, nice.
So you keep the pieces. It has a cover.
Right. Oh, wow, nice.
Super fabulous.
That's perfect.
Yes.
And how big was it? More pieces?
It was.
How many pieces did her puzzle have? Do you know?
I don't know, but it wasn't. It was like this big.
Oh, so
Maybe
not
300
big.
pieces, 400 pieces.
Did you do it?
We've
You
completed
did. What
it.
was it a picture of?
Jean-Michel Basquiat. It was his studio with a bunch of photos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's
But
interesting.
It was wooden.
Wooden pieces, each one. So the thing with the wooden pieces, or also the thing with this company, we love to puzzle. My kids puzzle.
You should use cardboard puzzles, right?
Cardboard, but it's not even that. The puzzles usually have the innie and the outies, we would call it. Where, what do you need, Mom? I need an innie, an outie, black, white.
An edge or whatever.
Right,
yeah.
straight edge, exactly. So these pieces are carved in shapes. So what happens is you're used to looking at a puzzle piece and you're looking at the face of the puzzle, but now all of a sudden they added another dimension. It's the shape. That's not what you're accustomed to.
It's not the shape of a puzzle piece. It doesn't.
Some of them are words,
right?
Animals,
right?
So for because it was him as an artist, Jean-Michel Basquiat. They were like, it looked like street dancers. I kept calling them. They were expressions of words. They have a liberty, like there's always an eagle. Like the Liberties.
Right, because that's their name, yeah.
So there's always a cutout of that. There was a Statue of Liberty. There were arrows. There were all these
I know those
shapes.
are really special ones, but they can't all be statues of liberty.
No, but
What are the other ones?
They're these random
just
carvings.
Odd geometric pieces, right? They must
crazy.
That's crazy. But were they wooden? Were they wooden?
They're all wooden.
I have to try one of those.
They're
I could get that for Audrey. She loves to puzzle.
You have to. They're so good.
Liberty puzzle?
Yes. And so they became very popular apparently during COVID.
Did she get it online? Did she
Yes.
get the puzzle online?
You can follow them on Instagram.
Oh, I have to do that.
Yeah, Liberty Puzzles.
I'm gonna
do that. So it was very cute because she gifted us this puzzle, which after we completed it, we took it apart, and I'm going to give it to Danielle.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to buy a
that's a good
puzzle
idea.
and give it to her.
You
And
should
what
do like a
happens is
puzzle
there's
exchange. Yeah.
She said during COVID, that's what everyone did.
Of course, that's a great idea.
So it was super fun.
So
Love
Liberty
to
puzzle, everyone.
Yes,
if you
Liberty
like to puzzle,
puzzles.
something different.
It was fun. She said that it wasn't such a hard one.
Has she done those puzzles
She's
before?
very good at, oh my goodness.
Was she very good?
Yes. So what happens to me is my eyes are going into the cutouts. I was mesmerized by the shapes, losing sight of what was on the face of the puzzle piece.
Oh, you were looking at the shapes. Yeah.
It was like art. It was so fun.
One. Look at that, Dina. Look at the pig. How crazy is that?
It's crazy.
They must have a range of puzzles. Are all their puzzles wooden?
They're small. Yes, they're all wooden.
They're all wooden.
They're all about wooden.
Okay,
I think they're based out of Colorado, which is nice.
They are
Yeah,
Boulder.
Boulder.
Mm-hmm. Very nice to follow them.
Yeah,
Follow.
it's fun. So Liberty Puzzles. Yeah, a lot of people asked because when I posted,
That's up.
it came up in my feed. So yeah, super fun. So that was fun. Mm-hmm. I got no knitting done. I tried. It was just impossible.
Well, that's hard, because you
When
don't
you're
have a lot
social-
of free
yeah.
time. And then if you're doing puzzles, you want to be in the moment. How often do you get to do that? The puzzles,
So this is my dilemma. I think I realize why I don't have puzzles around.
Because it'll take
It's
away
always
from you.
like, one
well,
more
you
piece.
do. You like to puzzle. You do like to puzzle.
And I become addicted. I don't know how you guys are, but it's not something that I could just keep on the side and say, okay, let me just sit for 10 minutes and set the clock and I don't know.
Right,
I just
you
can't do
can't.
it.
You can't. No, the puzzling is hard. It's kind of addictive. When we would do that on vacations, you end up with people around the table, and it's fun because
It brings people together.
correct. But sometimes it turns out to be you're doing too much. When you let's put it aside for a little bit.
There's other things that you
Yeah.
could be doing.
But for a weekend, it
was
nice.
fun.
Yeah, well, that's nice to hear that. So I guess you had a good weekend.
Yeah. And then Jake and Roche came home from Japan.
I didn't know they were in Japan.
Yeah, they did a vacation.
Nice.
Which was really nice. And it was nice that they wanted to come home from the airport. And
Come by.
yeah, they didn't just come to me. They went to her mom's house also. And then we got them in the evening for a barbecue.
That's
It
fun.
was a long weekend. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, especially when you have out-of-town guests. It's always hard when you have out-of-town guests. It doesn't make a difference. What's that rule about guests? After a couple of days, it's like fish. What do they say? I don't even know what that expression is.
Anything more than 3 days, I think they start to smell like fish.
Something
But,
crazy.
I mean,
You're
they're
not
good
saying
guys.
that
No,
you're relative.
definitely
But
not.
it's always different when when you have company and you're doing things, you're going
It's
places,
intense.
you're doing more meal prep with you
Like
and your
tonight,
husband.
I'm like, Pam, we have to hurry up and podcast because we have a 7:00 reservation.
She's got to go.
Always on, but it's always something.
There's always something going on. It's hard. It is hard.
Even my backup, like with shipping out orders, I think how many days the bags came in. These bags. I think I've been shipping for 3 days straight, just trying to get orders out because it was part of. But I just don't have enough time. It's just
Well,
too
there's
much.
only so many hours in the day that you can do things, and whatever. It is what it is. They'll eventually get to where they have to go. Correct?
Exactly.
There you go.
How was your weekend?
It was good. It was good. I told Dina I baked all weekend. It was Lucy's birthday last week.
Oh, did you make the cookies?
She wanted I did the. I
Oh,
always.
no.
Yeah. She
did you
wanted
make that cake?
the sprinkle cake. I made the sprinkle
Did you
cake.
take pictures? want
You
one
know
of
what?
those cakes.
No, because I told my daughter, let me get my camera. Lucy's here. She was facing the other way, and she didn't cut deep enough into the cake.
For it to spell?
But then I realized that what I did not wrong, what I could do to improve it. The last time, the cutout was
bigger.
This
made a
time,
smaller cutout.
I said it was too big the last time, so I used a smaller cutout, but it was too small. It was still good. This time I put M&Ms in with it.
Fun.
So that was nice, and it was beautiful. I didn't even take a picture. I don't think I have a picture of the cake. I'll see if I do.
Maybe Emily has one.
I don't know. Maybe someone took a picture. And then, so I did that, and I always make them a number cookie for their birthday.
Right.
Like she turned 7, so I made, it's like, I don't even want to say it's a sugar cookie. It's butter with confectioner's sugar with flour and vanilla. And what else would you put in there?
No
Baking
starter.
soda or something? No
No
starter.
starter.
No, there's no starter involved. And, you roll it out, and I have a set of numbers that
The cutouts?
the cutout numbers. So
You
I
have
did.
to tell me where to get those.
I did. I'm on Amazon.
Okay.
And so I made that cookie. But then, as it turned, it's like either feast or famine. I had also signed up to do coffee hour at church. So I had to do coffee hour, and I'm trying to decide, and I was doing it by myself. So that meant I was the only one bringing things. So I always bring cookies for the kids. And then I said, let me do a monkey bread, because that's easy to do. So I did a
You
monkey
have to
bread.
teach me that.
Yeah,
how to
they're
make
very
that.
good. I did a monkey bread. And then, I was going to do all these things. You have all these great plans. There's a recipe for a cake mix, but an enhanced cake mix.
What is
you
that?
use a cake mix, but you
you
add
add
You
flavoring?
add skim milk, buttermilk, sour cream, all these different things, and it really makes a good...
Fluffy, like
you can make a regular cake. But then I was going to do, there's a recipe for frosting using Cool Whip. like chocolate frosting. I was going to do that for Lucy's cake, but then I said if I do something different, she's not going to like it. So I decided just to keep it the same.
Stick to the program.
So then I had to bring fruit to church too, because monkey bread's not enough. So I brought strawberries and blueberries. Then that still wasn't enough. So then I said, you know what? I'm just going to take a cake mix and make a bundt cake. And then I made chocolate ganache, and I drizzled that over it.
Yum.
They're like,
did the kids come to church?
Like, no. Well, I was doing coffee hour. I said, I can't bring the kids to church when I'm doing coffee hour. It's just too much. So anyway, I felt like I spent the weekend baking.
In the kitchen.
Anyway, but it was fine.
Like
it was
all
delicious. It was all good stuff. All good stuff. I'm my own worst enemy because I debate over what to make. You know, I go down the rabbit hole. I went down the rabbit hole with the
Do you like to experiment?
And I do, but you know, when you have so much to do in one weekend, that's not the time
it's
to
not
experiment.
The time, yeah.
But I did find a recipe that I'm going to make this weekend.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Bless you. It's sourdough sandwich bread.
Ooh.
I'm going to make that. It didn't look particularly difficult, and that's what I'm going to do.
Like in a square loaf?
Yeah,
Yum.
Yep, like that. Anyway, so I'll let you know how that turns out next week.
Sounds really
good. So that was my baking, for the weekend, and I did that, and we had the party for Lucy yesterday.
Was that at the house?
At Emily's? Yeah, we did that, and I can't believe I didn't take a picture of the cake. I do that all the time.
Someone must have it. You'll put it in the group chat.
We'll see. Anyway, and so that's that. That's what I did. I tried to knit. As you can see, I finished this, but I finished that on Friday. So ask me what I did all weekend. I swatched. That's what I did. I swatched all weekend. That's all I got done all weekend. How about
let's
you?
talk about your FO.
This is the Vertices Unite. You can see Dina and I are both wearing ours today.
I know.
Actually, I wore this yesterday to church. I wasn't planning on it, but it just was one of those things. It's been wrapped around my neck, so it's a little wrinkled. Oops. Sorry, Dina.
No, you're fine.
So I started down on this end. Section 1, Section 2 is down there. The gold is section... Right? Am I right? The gold was next, Section 3.
Yes.
Then this is Section 4. This is Section 5. And down by Dina is Section 6. And then it's
Beautiful.
got the I-cord going around. And that's it. I'm very proud of myself. I put it on Ravelry, and I put the yardage I used for each color.
I'm going to do that.
Are you impressed?
I am. Very impressed.
It took me like all day. For some reason, I couldn't remember the grams I had left in each one. But I did do that.
I'm trying to think. Did I deviate?
But I deviated. And I
didn't.
don't know if I put the like, for instance, when I used my Section 3 color, that was also my I-cord edging. I put that in there.
Right.
So he uses D. He uses, I
did not use D.
Right. You see?
I used B.
Right.
No, I used A.
So I added up all the yardage in my head, approximately, and I think it used up 1,100 yards of yarn, give or take a few yards. And so I'm thinking that's about 3 skeins of fingering weight. Right. It's less than 3, probably. And it used 5 colors. So that's what you have left in terms of yardage.
Right. Now the question is, like...
Which colors... Well, it's hard to say.
No, but... 3 out of 5. It's not like you probably have 2 skeins off. It's not like you could do a T or something. Like I was thinking of V-back T.
No, you couldn't probably.
Like in the fade, because if you have a cohesive colorway.
Correct. I had 75 grams of one left, and that was the dusty pink color. I had 70 grams of Baroque left. That was my color D.
Oh, but it also depends on
how you used it.
No, but it depends on your fingering weight skeins had more yardage. Because you had Suburban, I used Ruby and Roses. It only had 437. So,
but even my Baroque had 437. I still had 70 grams left.
Was that your D?
Yeah, but I did not I-cord with D.
Right. So you and
but
I
even still, an I-cord.
We should have shared the skein. We're so silly.
I know we should have, right? That was so silly. Well, and so now we know. Now we know. and I think the bronze I might have had 47 grams left.
Okay.
And then the other 2 were like 31 and 27.
I'll have less because my skeins have less yardage.
Right. But there's something I could do. There's got to be something I could do with that.
listen.
You know what I could make? I could make
the top that we're promoting. You could take one of the colors.
That one there.
Yeah.
I have to double it though.
No, not for the.
For this one,
it's fingering weight.
That's not fingering.
Oh, it isn't.
No,
that's right.
Neither of them are fingering.
Right.
But what I could do is I could take, we always say we're going to do this, but we don't do it. Like one of those blankets where you make squares.
We need to do that.
Yeah, I could crochet to go faster than knitting, but it's
We
nice
need
to
to do
knit it
that.
too. It's going to be nice to knit too. So anyway,
Leftovers. There's they have those leftover blankets where
Right.
you just take in all of your. Some people are using Advents for it.
correct.
You can just take a
Look
scrappy
at this. I've got a pull already.
fingering.
Got pulled on something. I have
Yeah.
to fix that. So show us yours, Dina.
So I also finished mine. It was a miracle. I can't even tell you. I messaged Pam. You're not going to believe. We were driving home Friday.
Yes.
We had our Zoom Tuesday. Tuesday night was our final Vertices Unite Zoom. And thank you, everyone who joined our Zoom.
That was a great group.
What a great, successful group.
Was
so much fun.
It was a fun group.
Super fun. But for the final Zoom, everyone, there was interest in the Cordsmith tool. And I'm just going to pull
Do you have
it. I have it in my, I don't have my
It's
bag
been
here.
sitting over here.
Yep, hold on, guys. Sorry.
Here it is. Here
I'm
it is.
reaching into the camera. This is the Cordsmith tool. That's the colorway gold. And so I did a demonstration, and it was funny because I had never used the tool. I bought one at Vogue
That's a
Knitting
good view.
Live.
That's a good view of the.
Yeah. And I bought it just because
Just
I
because.
could. Yes.
Just
It was
because
already
it
on
was a
order.
gadget.
I wanted to support.
Oh, you had already ordered it, but you did.
It was
buy
already on order, but I purchased it at the booth, at Asylum Fibers booth. I just like supporting Stephanie. So anyway,
They're the latches.
it's a latch hook I-cord. I don't know. Is it a tool? Is it an instrument?
It's a
Is it a
tool.
machine?
It's a tool.
It's a tool. They're definitely latch hooks. It's a Cordsmith is what it's called. It's made the Sizeinclusive collective. She is the owner, designer of this tool. And I was practicing off camera. And it does take...
You mean the day we were doing the podcast?
Yes.
The Zoom, yeah.
Right. So that was the first time I picked up the tool. And we looked at a quick video. And I was just fumbling. And I was I-cording.
Yeah.
You definitely... It takes...
You have to practice. Yeah, you have to practice with it.
And if you own one of
But
these
you didn't
tools...
practice that much.
No.
You really didn't. I mean,
No. I practiced literally making the I-cord.
And then
which
yeah.
allowed me to realize how to use the tool.
How to manipulate it.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I demonstrated how to do an attached I-cord, and it was fiddly on camera, and I didn't quite get the catch, that you have to...
Be beneath the
You have
latch.
to, you have to really get your stitches beyond the latch, get it to the post.
Below it, correct.
Right. Once I got the knack of it,
And plus,
went
your
smoothly.
shawl was a fingering weight yarn, so it was a thinner
Much
yarn. When you
harder.
were practicing initially,
Yes.
you were on a DK weight yarn.
right. So it definitely took, and people are like, oh, well, it's going to take time to learn until you get good at it. Well, listen up, folks. You took time to learn knitting. If you're good at it, it's because you put a lot of hours and practice
Correct.
in any craft that you pick up, whether it's anything that's new to you.
Yep.
So it takes time. But I managed to get this done by Friday.
You
I was
did,
on the way
you
up to
did.
Rhinebeck, and
Once
I couldn't believe it.
Once you got the hang of it, you were able
It
to...
just... So this is super fast.
Now,
Highly recommend it.
people were asking me on the Zoom if I was going to use it, and I already was halfway through it with a double-pointed needle.
Right. She
So
was
I
very
just-
fast on her DPS.
Right, so I just said, you know what, at this point, there's a learning curve, and the time I spend learning it, I could have this done. So I just said, no, I'll stick with the DPN. So
Right.
that was the difference between she and I
Right.
with the edging. Want to show them your thing, though? Take
Oh,
it
yeah.
off. Take it off.
Sorry. So it was super fun. Highly recommend it if you like learning something new and if you like gadgets. We'll start on that end.
Again, this is her 1, this is her 2.
This is 3. This is 4 up here. This is 5 and 6.
There you go.
And I edged it in the dark charcoal, which was my color A.
This is, what was that called? That was called,
Common ground.
Common Ground, that's right. And it's a fun piece to wear. It's a big scarf, but because of the shape, it's easy to wear. I wore it yesterday. I did not have an issue with it.
I should have taken an FO picture up in Rhinebeck, but I didn't.
Yeah, you should have. You had all those people up there with you.
Yeah, it would have been good.
Could have put it on a horse.
They were actually kind of skittish. We fed them carrots and apples. Yeah,
maybe on the post. The post with the
actually, it's funny. The person at the Airbnb said it was a magnetic fence, like an electric shock.
Oh.
So Bear got close to the fence, and poor guy,
did he get shocked?
He jumped back. Yeah. He learned quickly, though. He didn't do it again.
He didn't go back there.
No.
That's funny. Well, so those are our FOs.
Yeah.
I do have one whip, but I don't know what I did with them. What did I do with my stuff?
I do want to just say on the
you're saying that
Vertices Unite, I think, Pam, you did the large version, right?
Yes.
We both did knit the larger version.
Yes.
He does have 2 sizes. I know that people in our Zoom class, some of them wanted something in between. The pattern is very geometric, and if you just follow suit with the pattern and let go of the stitch count, if you want an in-between size, you can certainly achieve that.
You certainly can.
Yeah.
I was going to say to them that, mention also, Dina, that, I said I used about 1,100 yards.
Yep.
If you wanted to do, remember, Ispas did it with far.
Right.
If you just
one
wanted
colorway.
To choose one color,
right.
That would be a good indication.
There are a few people, right. I think the initial shawl that I fell in love with was actually a solid color. And I think it was Lisa who knit it, and she had done it in one shade of gray.
Beautiful.
So you can always keep in mind that if you want a solid color, you need about 1,100 yards, give or take.
And then you can pipe around it with a
contrast.
Right. I think that's what she did, isn't it?
Yeah.
So and I'm only showing this because of the color. This is my Musselburgh, which again I haven't made any progress.
The reveal!
I did it is. I did a couple of rows.
Wait a second before you take it out. I think blue was blue the winner, or was it really 50-50?
I didn't count. I would say it was probably 50-50 though.
Yeah,
if I had to
it usually
pick.
is.
It wasn't all one way. This is my Musselburgh hat. You can see. Look at that when I turn it around, Dinah. Look at this one.
I love it.
That. Yep, it's cute, right?
I do love it.
I have to measure it against yours. You have yours here, right? Because I'm afraid to stop knitting. I decided from looking at hers that I should do a little more knitting. And I did about this much more, which is maybe 3/4 of an inch. Here. Up here. So I don't know. I think I have to do more.
I don't know.
I think I should do a little more.
Maybe 4 rounds.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit more.
But
anyway, you ready for the reveal? You guys think you know me, don't you?
We should put it in a balloon and pop it.
Well, the thing on the chat, people were calling this red. It's not really. It's not a red. It's a.
Should I throw in a monkey wrench?
Yeah, go ahead. Throw it in. What?
Guess what I found?
A blue skein. What'd you find? You found
that other blue.
That other blue. Oh yeah, throw that in. That was a pretty. You found it?
I found one.
When we were looking last week, we found this and we found the blue, but there was another blue in billow that went better. I see it up there now. That went better with the hat. Maybe we should take a. Now, I'm all ready to start.
Clean up.
True, and I think they're going to pick this color. I really do. Okay, so this is the hat.
I still think you should do. Well,
I don't know, Dinah. Show them, Dinah.
Ta-da! It's not coming up.
Well. No, it's not coming up as good as it is. But that's it. You see.
I still don't think you're a blue person, Pam.
No, I'm not. I would wear this before.
Definitely the Syrah.
And it's not. What color? How would you? It's not red. It's not red.
No, it's like lipstick. It's
I
like
was
a
shocked
pinky.
when everyone was calling it red. I'm like, wait a second. It's not
because
red.
Of the lighting.
It's the light. It's this color. It's like that pink color in there. You see this pink color? That's like the color that it is.
Where's the skein of red? We just had modern cotton in red. Hold on.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not red.
I know. I want to do a comparison.
Right. So, I'm almost ready. I wanted to have it started. I just couldn't get it done. Yeah, you see the difference? It's got pink in there.
It's getting blown out.
So that's what I was going to go. And this, if I had the other blue to show you now, which I don't, but don't worry about it. This is a more vibrant blue than the other blue. The other blue is darker. This would be a nice blue with it, but I'm not going to do blue. I am not a blue. I mean, blue is a pretty color. My what do you call that top I made? V-back. Yeah. My V-back's in blues.
So is the other one.
Which one?
The one that you knit from Sweater Freak. The really pretty one in the Biche Bouche with the peri, like a
that
pastel.
And you know what's blue? Did I do my peacock? I did my peacock in blue.
And Color Affection has blue in it. Yeah. You have a lot of blue.
There you go. But a blue hat. My coat's green. I don't see that going with it. But in any event, I think I'm going to stick with my red.
Sarah.
So by next week, that will be joined.
She'll be joined.
And that's the only reason I'm showing you that. What do you have, Dina?
So speaking of Musselburgh, I'm slowly knitting. I think I'm less motivated now as the weather is getting warmer. But
well, you also the color reveal is done.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like I get to this point,
and then you start to fizzle out.
The excitement is over.
The thrill is gone.
The thrill is gone,
as they say.
That is so my MO. It's crazy on how many projects. Like I get to the yoke with all the color work, and then boom, I've divided for the armholes, and I don't pick it up.
Well, Dina and I are like casting on, so by next week we'll have some cast-ons. But
I have no cast-on.
I spent my weekend gauging on.
Wait.
Go ahead.
You
have something else.
I still have one more.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
No, finish that.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. It'll be quick.
It's okay. Take your time.
It's my pressed flowers. It didn't get very far. I think I added a repeat on each sleeve.
I can't believe you're going back and forth on your sleeves. I don't think I could do that.
I mean, I'm not really, but...
I mean, not really.
On one side, I had 7 or 8, but now they're pretty even. Did they look even?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I added 3.
Oh, that
3
looks
rows
so
of
pretty,
flowers.
Dina. It's so pretty.
It's not
This is a pretty sweater. It's such a pretty sweater, you know. It's like a conversation piece.
It's pretty, right?
Yep.
I want to make another one in black and white.
You do?
Yeah. Marilyn is knitting one, and I'm obsessed.
How much has she gotten done?
1 row of flowers. I know. It's not that
Marilyn's going to be knitting it for a while.
No, she's not.
Well, is she doing other things? Well, she really shouldn't do other things now that she's got the hang of it.
I think she is.
She should stay dedicated to it, you know.
So I'm enjoying it.
There.
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I think I have to do 5
Once you get
more
done
in
with
each
the
size.
sleeves, it'll be a pleasure to do the ribbing.
I'll zip through
You'll
that.
zip through that, yeah. You'll zip through that.
So,
there you go.
This is slow going now.
That's okay. You're not going to be, well, you could wear it, but chances are not. It's going to start getting
I'm not
hot
motivated.
out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's it.
It's going to get warm out. I shouldn't say hot, but...
So, yes, we've been swatching. Last week, I think I shared my
You did your garden. Yep. That's what I did, too. Do you have... And, of course, I left them home. I was going to show them to you.
I have it
I
here.
swatched for the Neela, and I swatched for the garden, and I left them at home. I blocked them.
I did not finish my Neela because I didn't have time to knit, but I did cast on. Oh, and I also lost some stitches. Did I show this last time? I don't think I did.
What is that? Is that
Neela.
Is that the sweater or a swatch?
It's just the swatch.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even finish it.
Oh, okay.
I've lost stitches.
I did the Neela. on...
Neela is designed by Natasja Hornby, for those of you who don't know. I don't know. Do we have...
We have the picture somewhere. Let me get it.
Did we make kits for Neela?
Yes. No, yes, of course, yes.
We did.
We showed them last week. Remember we did the Sunday? And we did...
Yes.
We did the merino.
Okay, sorry. It's
know
been a
where that
while.
is, Dinah, by any chance?
I don't know where it is. Probably
I'll
on
find
the
it.
table,
I'll find
I would
it.
say.
But
Not
I
there.
was starting to say something about the...
Maybe in this pile here.
It's in here. It's right in here. Yep. I forgot what I was saying. The Neela, she calls for a US 2.5. And that's the other thing, too. If you look at a 2.5, nothing matches. If you look on a gauge at a 2.5, and then you look at what they say, what size is a 2.5? It's not the same.
It's funny. I think Europeans are known for using those half-size metric needles.
But it says, like she says here, a US 3 millimeter, US 2.5. But if you look on your gauge thing where it has the needle sizes, that doesn't match up. Anyway.
Here it is. the beginning of my swatch.
And so what I did, I didn't have a 2.5. So I started swatching with a 2 and a 3. It was a straight needle. So one way I went on a 2, the other way I went with a 3. So maybe they average out to a 2.5. So silly. Then I went from there and I said, well, let me just do it on 3s. And I did it on 3s. This is all the same piece. Then after that, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it on a 2. Let me do it on a 2. And
which size worked out better?
I would say the 2. But I was measuring it today with my thing, to see. I swear the 2 and the 3 is the same gauge, but
really?
I think I like the way the 2 looks better. And I'm thinking to myself, go on the smaller needle. That way you don't have to worry about being tight. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
If you're on the smaller needle,
you'll just because the needle sweater for the whole top of it, you're going back and forth.
Right, but you're saying it might be too tight?
If I loosen up, sometimes you start knitting and you loosen up.
I thought you're saying you if you're too tight, right. You should use a larger needle.
Well, the needle sweater, if I'm not mistaken, is a sweater that goes from a size 40 to a 45.
So if it's smaller, it's okay.
Right. So I thought I had some leeway on that. Right. So I'll bring that in and show it to you, and we'll make a decision, an executive decision.
I have to finish mine though.
Then I also swatched on the Garden.
Are we going to do
Cardigan?
No. Should we do a knit along for Neela?
I think we should.
We didn't talk about that.
I think the Neela would be a nice one to do a knit along with.
Yeah.
I think it would be. Because she always has interesting things in her sweaters.
It's never boring.
It's never boring, correct. And it doesn't have sleeves. Well, you could do 3/4 sleeves if you wanted to.
I'm planning on the cap. Yeah. But if Neela was in your queue and you're thinking about it, Pam and I haven't. We have signed up for another one that we're going to announce. The beginning of, but we could give you an approximation on it. Right. It would be sooner than later. For the Neela, because we want to be done before. You want to be able to wear it. Yep. Okay. So I did do that. So then I was saying I swatched the Garden. I said, okay, so she calls for a gauge needle of 4, 5, or 6, whatever gets you gauge. It's got a little bit of a lace vertical patterning going on. What size needle? I know what I said I'm not going to be a 6. I said I know I'm not going to do a 6. I started with a 5. That's what I started with. And I did 16 rows. It's a 32 row repeat. I did 16 rows. I added an extra. I did 24 stitches. That's exactly what I did. Is that what you did? Yeah. So this is my swatch. Does it feel like yours since you don't have it here? I didn't block it yet. I have to block it. I would say that. Do you have a gauge here? Do you have a gauge thing here? I'll tell you if I have a gauge, if it's like mine. Here, I have this. Oh, you do? Oh, good. Okay, good. Let me check. Let me see. Where's that? Inches. But I didn't wet block it yet. That's okay. I'm going to go this way. So this would be 4 inches, right? So that's 1, 2. Yours, I would say, is a little bit tighter than mine, but you haven't blocked it yet. Right. You haven't blocked. It's similar. So it's this kind of... That's on a 5. This is the pattern. You see, it's a vertical lace pattern. So I did it on a 5, and I did half of this. I did 2 inches. My row gauge, spot on. It was 2 inches. Wow. Then I did it on a 4, and I wasn't comparing it when I was knitting it, and I did again, 16 rows. I looked at the two of them together. I was so upset. The 4 looked looser than the 5. Go figure. Why? I swear. But when you put them on top of each other, they're the same size. So that tells me one thing. I need to re-swatch my 4. That can't possibly be. I was very tired. But if you got gauge on a 5, why will you try to do a 4? Well, because I just want to see it. I was extremely tired when I did it. Then you were probably loose. Right. Not being... Yeah, I shouldn't have done it. I was too tired to do it. Not efficient, but mindful. Yeah, it wasn't good. And it took me so long to do it because I kept putting it down, picking it up. And that's another thing. I've learned I have to get my phone away from me when I want to get knitting done. Yeah, see, it wasn't even that. I go down the rabbit hole. Yeah. So... I'm not happy with the way mine looks. This for you, though. Hold on, I'm going to look at her gauge. Although, what is this telling me? The way I counted it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 stitches 8 per repeat. Right. So 6 stitches, this should be 1/4 of an inch. No.
An inch.
there's
It should be an
24
inch. It should be an inch. Because there's 24 stitches to an inch. And if
It's not 20
you said 6 stitches to a repeat.
to a repeat.
So this should be an inch.
But there's 4 repeats.
I
No, we added stitches. It shouldn't.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You're saying
Sorry, guys.
that this and this is one repeat. The
Yes.
lace and this. And it's 6 stitches. So the gauge is 24 stitches to 4 inches. So technically this should be an inch. 6 stitches.
Wait, it's not exactly because it's 1, 2, 3, and that.
What are you saying?
It doesn't have the extra panel of stockinette.
Right, but it's still 6 stitches now.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're fine.
It should be 6 stitches.
And you haven't blocked it yet.
Right. I think I'm going to be okay.
You're fine. You're
Yeah.
fine. I don't like the way mine looks. So I will go back to the
just a
drawing board.
reminder, Garden Cardigan KAL is also available. We have
Yes.
kits available, but we're doing a knit along. And our first one starts on April 16th.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tuesday, April 16th.
That's next week. That's next week.
Already?
Yeah, it's next week.
Oh my goodness. We're going to do the Facebook group tonight. I'm sorry that I neglected to do that. Pam is going to email
Everyone in it
all
will
the
receive an email.
participants.
They'll know how to
Yes.
get into the group. We'll let you in. Start showing your yarn. Start showing your swatches. Let's talk about size if you want to. And get knitting. I told Dina the hardest part about it's not hard, don't get me wrong, is we have to decide what size you're making and what needle you're going to use, right? It's
mean,
always,
that's the
once you
beginning.
decide that, you just start knitting, right?
Right. And we'll start our first Zoom.
Correct.
So you can still sign up. You do not need to buy a kit if you want to join our Zoom knit along.
No, you don't.
The Zoom is going to be 3 sessions. They're all recorded. You can join us live on the Zoom day and still watch it. You could just watch it on the replay. It's entirely up to you.
It usually is up within 2 hours or so of the podcast, of the Zoom knit along, so you'd be able to watch it. So that's the first knit along that we're doing, is the garden. And those kits are on the website if you are interested in a kit. The second one, do you want to talk about that one?
Sure, go ahead. Since we're on the
topic of,
well, we should say that the Garden Cardigan includes 8 skeins of Rowan felted tweed.
Yep.
This is Rowan felted tweed. This is also the yarn that Natasja Hornby used to knit Sylph. 8 skeins.
I'm going to bring up some.
When we did the Vertices Unite KAL, we had asked the ladies if there was another garment or accessory that they would be interested in knitting, and the most popular answer was Sylph. Sylph is a beautiful top-down shawl that was designed by Natasja. It has she had done it in the colorway Sulfur, this gorgeous chartreuse, SYLPH.
There you go. Wasn't the way I spelled it.
And it has this gorgeous flower down at the bottom. It's almost like the blossoms are blooming.
It's gorgeous.
Gorgeous. There's lace. There's a special stitch involved. And we just thought that this would be a pretty knit along. Fun to do. Look at the detail on those flowers.
I'm going to show you a better picture, though. Yeah.
Just gorgeous.
And this yarn would be great for it because if you've worked with the felted tweed, it's as light as a feather. So it would be great for this shawl.
But look at the stitch definition.
I know. Look at that.
It's fabulous.
So we fell in love with this. We decided we're going to do this, and we are going to start this one. I got to get to the exact date now because you may remember. Maybe you remember, Dina.
May 7th.
Is it May 7th? Yeah, May 7th.
Tuesday, May 7th.
So there you go. Now, we also said it's 8 skeins of Rowan felted tweed, which is the same thing as the kits we have for the
Felted cardigan. Garden, what did I just say?
The Garden Cardigan. So technically, we will be adding to the kits. We will make more kits. Technically, if there's something that you want there now and you know you want that color, you can certainly purchase it, even though it says Garden Cardigan.
Right, it's equivalent as far as the number of skeins.
Or if you just want to make it, you don't have to do the Zoom if you don't want to. Just make it if you want
have
the yarn.
Stash at home,
Yep.
look up the yardage, figure out if you have enough yardage.
Who was the
pattern.
customer that we had? She bought. Remember, she bought the garden. She bought two.
Yeah,
She was going to do the
one,
artist, wasn't
right.
it going to be the artist?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can do that as well.
Right. But you can also, the pattern has been out. A lot of people may have stash yarn. You can look to see the projects page on Ravelry.
Yep.
And you could see what people have used.
Correct.
Other than Rowan Felted Tweed.
Correct.
Just so happens that we have the Rowan Felted Tweed, so we're going to promote that.
Yep.
So those are 2 knit-alongs, and hopefully we'll be announcing a third, which would be the Neela, but we haven't set the dates yet. So if that's something you're considering, fingering weight yarn, we have kits on the website.
For the Neela, yeah.
If there's another color that you want, we have Suburban Sock, Ruby and
Oh, of
Roses,
course.
Madeline
Yeah.
Tosh, lots
Plenty
of fingering
things
weight.
to choose from, yeah.
Merino linen from Moondrake.
Cocan.
Cocan. Oh my goodness, of course, the Cocan, beautiful.
Yeah.
So lots of options.
So get ready for that, and we will be adding. We'll be adding to those knit-alongs as well.
Right. So,
Is anyone? Can I just ask this question before we move along?
ahead.
Is anyone interested in? And please leave a comment. A crochet knit-along.
oh yes, we talked about that. Mm-hmm. Pam and I are itching to crochet,
Yeah.
so we're going to do a crochet along. And how apropos, crochet in May.
Crochet in May. We should start that in May.
Goodness.
So
Pam.
coming in May, April's a tough month because you have the holidays coming up. Dinah's got her family visiting, and then she's going to the trade show, in the 1st of May,
Which is right-
literally the 1st of May, and then she's going right from there into Sophie's graduation.
Right.
So that's why we can't do anything. Otherwise, we would do something at the end of April. So rest up your fingers. Do some exercises, do some stretches, so that
This
you
is a
can
good one.
start in May. Because the way it's looking right now, we'll be working on the garden. We'll be beginning the Sylph, and we're going to be beginning another one. And we're going to be beginning a crochet. So,
My goodness. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
well, no, but we will. You have to do them. You have to, because you know what? You want to have them.
Well, I have a question. For those of you who have participated in the knit-alongs, do you like the new pace that we are taking? Because we're definitely slowing it down. I know that I'm finding it a lot more pleasurable because it's not as intense to get them done so quickly. It allows me time to work on other things, which I truly appreciate. I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, it's been working out great.
You did. I didn't do the pressed flowers. You did the pressed flowers.
No, I didn't finish it on time, but that's okay.
But you don't have to.
No.
You don't have to.
I got the majority of it
Right.
done.
Yeah.
And
yep.
I feel good about it.
And by no means, when we say we want to do the Sylph and we want to do the Neela and we want to do a crochet, that doesn't mean obviously that you guys are doing all those. You know,
Right.
you do the pick from there what you want to do, and enjoy
what you'd
it.
like, right?
So, that's totally up to you guys. But we wanted to put it out there and let you know what's coming up and what we're considering. And if you'd be interested in crochet, crochet sometimes gets left by the wayside.
Right. And if you are interested in crochet, do you crochet? Do you need to learn how to crochet? Maybe it's just the basic granny square.
Right.
So that we can do Tanis's new pattern.
Oh, yeah, well.
I'm in love with that.
That we love. But we have to get kits for that, so.
Okay.
Or you can pick your own yarn either way. But whatever. Let's go on. Let's go on to the kits we do have.
Yes, I just realized we're running out of time.
Okay,
so we
so
have
let's
2
go.
new kits for today.
Let's do this one first.
A shout out to Laura. I haven't been able to get back in touch with her, but she asked what we can do for the plain yoke T20. An adorable tee. I believe she has one that's a fingering
knit
weight.
to the peacock.
She did.
Yeah.
So we're definitely fond of this designer. We've done patterns from her in the past. This is a very simple yoke design. It's knit using Santa's Garnlina, which, as many of you know, we have. And
let me just read this to you. It says, it's a very simple tee in stockinette stitch. If you are an absolute beginner, you can optionally skip the short rows on the yoke, so you only have to knit in the round. Then follow the pattern for the novice version, which is knitted, if I said that right, exclusively with knit stitches. The detailed edition includes short rows on the yoke, knitted after the neckline, but beside that, the 2 versions are the same. So again, this would be great if you are a novice and you've never done a sweater. Lena is a great yarn to work with. It's a cotton linen viscose blend, and
Now that's perfect because I have customers who just learned how to knit.
Yeah,
they knit the cowl, they've knit shawls. This would be like an amazing.
And it's 20 stitches to 4 inches, which is perfect.
Right, a nice gauge.
And I'm looking for the needle size. Needles. She says a 6 would be the body, which is perfect because that's what I think what the anchor was.
I was going to say, petite knit. We did the anchor summer shirt on the 6.
Right. So we are going to show you the way we kitted it. Dinah, do you recall since you listed it?
Yes. We went up to bust size 47 inches. Each kit includes 7 skeins. I believe it's the 6th size on the pattern.
It is, yeah.
And it's calling for 350 grams of Lena, which is 7 skeins.
Correct.
So we're just going to go through the colors and show you what we have.
And again, these were for 7 skeins, which will take you through the 6th size. If you need it larger, then you'd have to add a la carte. Do you know the names?
Dusty Lilac. I think Lime Green or Chartreuse. Sandstone. Beautiful colorway.
This label is falling apart.
Dusty Green.
That's a great green. That's the color I think.
Is that your top?
I think so.
This colorway is called Slate. I knit my tank out of that one.
Yeah, that's very pretty.
Love that colorway. Icy Blue. It's like a denim blue.
Right.
I'm very into this blue. I don't know. I think the show with Kokan has me thinking.
This is like
blue.
a hyacinth color, but I don't know
what
it's called. I don't know what it's called.
I don't recall.
It's number 5252.
Yeah, easy number to remember.
And where's here white. Who doesn't want it in white?
Perfect. That's
so there are 8 colors that we offered.
We may have other colors in other kits, so you can peruse the website.
We didn't, again, list every color that was there, but it gives you a range. There are greens, pinks, blues, some neutrals, and whatnot, and you can pick whatever color appeals to you. So that is for, again, the name is a little odd. It's called the Plain Yoke T20. I don't know what the 20,
I think,
maybe because the 20 stitches.
I think 22, right. I think 22 is a DK weight version, so she does have another one.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. That's the first kit. The second kit, is that this one?
No, right there.
Oh, here it is. This is lovely, too. I want to make all these tops.
I know. I'm so into the summer tops.
This is the best picture.
I know so many people. My little knitting circle, they said, no summer tees. I'm like, how can you
say
no
that what
summer
they said?
Yes.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
This is
Love this top.
Magic Dot Raglan.
Love it. Come on. That's so chic.
That is. I have to make this one, too, I think. I'm doing this one. I am definitely doing this one.
We're gonna have fresh teas this year.
Yeah. Now, if you're looking this up on Ravelry, MagicDots is one word.
One word. We'll put it down here. We always put in the names. Oh, I should mention that when I put the name of the pattern and the designer down below in the show notes are links where you can click right onto the link to the pattern on Ravelry or to the kit that we are supporting for the project.
There's no name on this. It's up here. It's only up here.
Interesting. Hinterm Stein?
Yeah.
Hinterm Stein. So, MagicDots Raglan by Hinterm Stein.
The name is up there. Very hard to see. But anyway, just so you know, it goes from extra small to 5XL, which would be a 33 to a 60-inch bust. It's DK weight. 2 colors, right? Mm-hmm. Anything else that we have to say? Easy to knit with just the right number of details to keep you interested throughout the project. Choose from 2 options for the sleeve length and 2 options for the body length. So that's always nice when they have an option for you to consider. And you have it over here, Dina.
Yes. Yeah. The finished bust, I think we went with 7 skeins on the main color. Now we have 2 options for kits. What we did is we looked online. We saw that someone used, or a couple of people used Cascade Ultra Pima. So we have some Ultra Pima. We decided to make 2 kits to show you. This is one. This is a very Pam colorway since it's very monotone, but really pretty, very soft. It's got this taupey background and like a bluish gray dot. So this would be the Magic Dot. Very subtle, and if you look on the projects pages, you'll see high contrast as well as low contrast. So this is beautiful. Another option that we were able to put together is black as the tee for the main color. And then we put the dots in this like oatmeal kind of color. Very pretty. So that's another option. Again, this was a yarn that was used by 2 knitters on Ravelry, so we made kits for it.
Now okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. And what size does that go through?
Same.
Same, which is the
5 and 1. 200. It has 1,100 yards.
1190. Okay. Well, yeah, 1,100. So they can do the XL.
2XL.
2XL. Yeah.
So if you're doing Cascade Pima, I don't think I put the sizes that you can knit up to.
2XL is this one.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The 6th
1, 2, 3, 4, 48 and a half.
48 and a half.
Yep. Why am I showing you that? That's ridiculous. Okay. So you can go through the 48 and a half on both of these.
On both. So the next kit we're going to show you, the kits are made out of Reborn Denim by Kremke. And what we decided to do is a main color. We gave you 7 skeins, which will, again, give you the same yardage, enough yardage to do the same size. And in this case, we went with a navy dot.
That's pretty.
Very classic.
Tell them about
pretty.
the yarn. What kind of yarn is it?
This is 95% cotton, and I believe it has recycled jeans in it, which is why it's called Reborn.
Linen-y. It feels linen-y, doesn't it?
I don't know. I really like the texture.
It's very nice.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited to knit this.
And it's, and the gauge, now the gauge on the pattern.
It's a DK weight. Now the yarn here.
21 stitches, she says, and this is 20 stitches. So you're right
but
there.
When you look at the thickness of this yarn, it's really, it looks like a fingering weight yarn. So you certainly can knit this at, there's a little fuzz, at the gauge of 21 when you're swatching. I don't think it's going to have a stiff fabric.
I don't think so. But it's going to have it won't be stiff, but it will have a little
nice body,
yeah,
like structure,
right,
but
structure
not
yeah.
stiff.
Right.
It's not. I'm tempted to swatch it so I could show you next week. You'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about.
That's what she's talking about.
Okay, next for all you purple pink lovers, this one's pretty. It's a beautiful shade of purple. And I'm not sure if you're seeing the tweed in there.
Grape. It's like a grapey.
And then the accent of the
pretty,
pink.
light pink.
Yep.
That's a pretty one.
And then, I don't know.
This is your blue, Dina.
Yes, I love this.
It's like a gray slatey blue.
Super fun, like faded denim
with a navy stripe. Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, if there's a color here, you know, you might be part of that Red Hat Society group and you might want a purple sweater with red dots. Just send us an email and we'll be happy to
do that for you.
Swap it out for you. So we're flexible. Just communicate.
Yeah.
Next up, classic. I don't know. I think I might need to do this.
Oh, you want to do the black? But you've got the gray. You've got the gray.
The gray top. This is black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Très chic. Black and white. And then this is very summery. Is this like theirs? White with like a denim-y blue.
Let me see.
It's not like Hinterms.
Hers is over here. Hold on. Hers is like a cream, yes, with what looks like it's a blue of some kind, yeah.
So this is very much like the designer's option. Mm-hmm. And then for all you pink lovers, we should do pink and orange. Oh my God, I could do my shop colors.
There you go. I like
pink and white.
I love that color. It's like a corally pink.
Yeah. And then you guys know how much I love green and blue together, so we couldn't resist this option.
But this is a great. It's like a teal green. It's beautiful.
Stunning.
Beautiful. Go close with that one, Dina.
That is stunning.
That's a gorgeous one. Yeah, that is beautiful.
Love it.
It's hard to pick one that's.
They're all good, right?
They're all nice.
I see you in this one, Pam.
I wouldn't
the
do
taupe
that
with
one.
the chartreuse.
I could do
really?
that. I could do it. I could do it. I don't know.
Is that too high contrast for you?
No. Stop. Stop.
Okay. You know what else is great? We didn't even do that.
What?
The taupe and ivory. This could be a good one too.
That would be pretty too. That's would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah.
You know, the colors are boring, but sometimes you need basic sweaters, basic
They're
tops.
Just wearable.
Yep.
This is pretty. I think they called it rose quartz. I might have called it like a brick color.
With like a taupe?
Yep.
That's pretty.
Stunning.
Yeah, that's very pretty.
And last but not least, I did the inverse
of the other one.
Yes.
She
So
did
this one is a blue top.
The blue top with the white. That's pretty. That's very pretty.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. So again, all these kits Dinah is showing you is for the MagicDots one word Raglan. So she says there's enough in there to keep you interested. You see, when you're knitting something like this, at least in my mind, you'd go from this area up here and these dots, and you'd want to hurry up and get to the next section of dots.
Yes.
And then the next thing you know, the length is done. Right? I mean, really. And if you didn't want to use this yarn, if you want to look in your stash to see what you might have at home in your stash, again, she's saying a DK weight yarn. It's 21 stitches to 4 inches. And Dinah showed you some Pima cotton. There are 2 Pima cotton
yards.
kits, right? So, you could even use
contrast.
You could use modern cotton.
You can actually rainbow it. I mean, rainbow. You could use leftovers and just make it.
You might have enough for one of the dot sections and make them each a different color. Yeah,
exactly.
Lovely. And she's got a great chart. I'm not going to show it to you now, but a great chart for sizing and lengths and
looks like it's well written.
Yeah, well written pattern. And she has. Dinah and I lately have been fangirling her patterns, right? They're lovely, her patterns. Remember that one that you liked with the pleat?
Yes.
I think it was that one down there. They're lovely. So anyway, it's nice to support different designers along the way.
100%.
And of course, as a reminder, there's always the Sonia shirt, which we kitted last week.
Yeah. I think our summer...
I'm making that too.
We have so much
We're making a lot of things.
I told Pam that we should just each knit something and then just swap. We could share.
Yeah. Well, we have the same size, really. I mean, it's the same size.
We just double our wardrobe.
Look at that. I've just gained 20 new tops.
How perfect.
And what was the other thing you wanted to talk about, too? The summer Knus. Did you want to talk about that, Dinah?
I have to give a shout out to Elsebeth, Judith, who that I admired at the show and was lucky enough to meet. She sent me a cute email because I was vacillating over which color to knit for the summer Knus, which I planned on changing the gauge and having it fit differently. Mm-hmm. But she was sweet enough to send me a message. She said, I'm going to gift you the pattern.
Oh, that was sweet.
I don't think she realized I already owned it from last April 22.
But not the light. Did you have the light one?
I did, because we promoted it.
We promoted it, you're right.
So I think I'm going to knit the light since I haven't knit that one.
Yeah.
It might be the same sweater, but it's different.
I would agree with that.
So it'll be a fingering weight version. So it's called Knus Light. So thank you for that little nudge of an email.
And someone did mention in comments from last week's podcast that they are currently knitting.
They're knitting the light.
The light.
Right.
And
someone inquired about my top.
Someone did. Yes, they did. And I will say, for all the people that commented on my hat, there were a lot of people who commented on my sauce and gravy. And some people call it sauce, some people call it gravy, but a lot of people
at how many
call it what?
Gravy.
I don't call it sauce. I call it sauce. It's whatever it is for you.
It's just so interesting.
That it's right, isn't it? And a lot of people, I think everyone that I saw, they have their salad after the pasta.
I was surprised
That's what
about
I noticed. Yes, and there's
like a palate cleanser.
And someone did ask what our relationship was. Who is the owner of the shop? Is Dinah the owner, and what are you? I said yes. I didn't answer. I said we'll save it for the podcast. Dinah is the owner, and I am a bestie.
Yes, a bestie.
I don't know how you would say what I am.
Running the shop without Pam.
Well,
she is my
who doesn't need an extra pair of hands?
Literally. It's funny. Rita was in today and she was saying, oh my God, you have so much work. She saw my bucket of packages that went out. I think for like 4 days in a row.
It kept growing.
Bustling.
Oh, I know.
And thank you for all the orders. I'm always so grateful.
Blown away.
I'm always so grateful. And I feel blessed that we're able to bring to you things that we inspire you to knit.
Well, it's again the thing that makes
or tools to use or bags. We do get a delivery. We'll show you.
That's right. But the thing that makes it so such a community is that whether we're sharing a knitting pattern, a yarn, something new like Dinah's little gadget here, or a bag. We all share the same love of this thing,
Right.
this knitting community. And
Which
I
is
think
beautiful.
that's the thing,
Right.
And there's never enough time to knit. There's never enough time in a podcast to show you all the things we would like to show you.
I know. It's
right?
always so limiting.
And it's always difficult to pick the things that we do want to show you because there are so many, right, Dina?
Yes.
That
But
being
anyway,
said, we do
yeah.
have something else to show you.
Yes, we do. So we got our bag delivery. So I told you all that the delivery might come. It landed.
It did.
I actually placed a new order because I am oversold on a lot of the styles.
But a bunch of stuff, if you've ordered them, a bunch of them you should be. Did they go out today?
The last
Yes,
of all
Saturday.
the pre-orders went out. So if you didn't get a notification, that means I had to reorder your bag. I will tell you, the bag that I use that says Knit Love is sold out. So for those of you who bought it after April 1st, you will get them in the next delivery, which I think might be...
Is that in any color?
No, it's in the hot pink
The
with
hot
the
pink,
pastels.
okay.
It's as featured on the website.
Okay.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
It will be, I think they'll be in maybe next week. Not
Okay.
this week, but
That's
next
not
week.
bad.
So it's not so
bad.
crazy. And on the flip side, I will tell you, if there is a bag that you see now, because there's some new styles, that you want to swap or exchange for because you're anxious to get the bag, let us know. And if I can accommodate you,
So the
I
bags
will.
that Dina is showing you now are ones that are in stock. Is that correct,
In
Dina?
stock and ready to ship.
Right.
Okay. So this one
Oh, you
is
stepped on my yarn.
attached.
Of course. You couldn't do that if you tried.
I know, right?
Don't
This
you
is
love
like
when that
when you
happens?
go to the festival. You're like at the, when you like throw the balls into the...
Right. Try to do it. It would never
Try
happen.
to turn a trick and you can't do it. Okay, for the prize. This is Knit Pearl.
Orange.
So you've seen it here with the black and pink, which is available in stock. Whip It, the neon yellow with the purple, is available. Knit Happens was reordered and it's available in stock. This is a new bag, Knit Pearl, available
In orange.
orange and white. Then we have black bag with
Knit Life.
Knit Life in white.
Now that's
Nothing.
what it was. We were talking about this when Miriam was here, because she was trying to remember. Jody was trying to decide between Knit Life and Knit. What was the other one? Knit. What was the other one? It was a bigger word. Knit.
Unwind?
Knit. Was
No.
it Knit something?
Yarn Addict.
Yarn Addict. It was Yarn Life. She was trying to decide
No,
between.
Knit
Wasn't
Life?
it Yarn Life?
No.
It was
we don't-
Knit Life.
Knit Life and Yarn Addict.
And then Miriam said, because she's so with it, she said, well, it's like a play on Thug Life. I said, what is Thug Life?
I've never heard of Thug Life.
Jody was like, I have
lost
no
it.
idea what that is. But Miriam, you're on top of things. I don't know what that is, but
P.S. She took the Knit Life.
she did.
Okay. We have, I think, one Whip It.
That's
with
pretty.
the
That's
green
so preppy.
Yes.
It's very preppy. Lily Pulitzer.
Yes,
Lily
exactly.
Pulitzer.
Love that combo.
Yeah.
Then we have a yellow Knit Happens.
Oh, upside down.
And
That
I think we're
is
getting
fun.
the blue
That is fun.
back in. Very fun. So there's the hot pink, the yellow, and the blue is sold out, but it's coming back in.
The royal blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a cute one. This
What
is
is this?
orange with Knitwit. Who's
That's
a
a cute
Knitwit?
one.
That's a very cute one.
That is. We're all
And
knitwits.
then we have an orange bag with pink letters.
Knit Pearl.
Knit Pearl. Guess who's going home with this one?
Yeah, Dina is. Yeah.
My colors. And then we have another Knit Life with yellow letters on a lavender bag. Knit Life.
Oh, this is
And
a
last
pretty
but
one.
not least,
Pretty.
the lavender with Unwind. Turquoise letters. And
So
there you have
go.
it. So these
There
are the
you go.
bags that are available to ship. So I'm keeping it at, if it sells out, you'll still be able to order it. But right now, what's on the website, if it shows a number that it's available, you'll know if you're
That's
getting it or not.
confusing
I
me.
know. These
That's
are available.
very confusing what you just said. These are available. They're on the website.
Depending
Are
on
you,
how fast.
Are you
or-
leaving orders open?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you weren't doing that.
I'm leaving them open, but this is what's available now.
What does that mean, though?
These are ready to ship.
But what if they want one?
Like if Unwind sells out, they won't miss out on it.
You'll still get these, but you're
Yes.
not talking about anything else. You're just
No.
talking about as it applies
These.
to these bags. Okay,
Right.
that's what confused me. Okay. So so in other words, if she's got 3 of those and we sell 5 of them, she's going to order for the
Correct.
other 2.
Right. So that being said, Knit Love, there are already a bunch that are out of stock that are already reordered and will be coming in.
So we'll keep
depends
you
on-
updated with
yeah.
what's in.
I didn't expect these bags to be so popular.
Well, they are. You know what it is? It's a good price point. They're fun. They hold a lot of yarn. There's something different.
And they keep things organized.
And you know us knitters. We can never
my
have too many
goodness.
knitting bags. Anyway, so I think
It's
that's all.
after 7. I really must go.
Dinah's got it. She's going to turn into
A
what is
pumpkin.
it?
I'm going to get in trouble.
She's going to turn into, exactly. Have a great week. Have a good knitting week. And we will see you next week, right, Dinah?
Yes. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.